of angles that you learned about in class. The first type is probably what are called corresponding angles.
Okay.
Corresponding angles. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the picture kind of the same on the right here. And I'm gonna label this angle A and this angle B. And A and B are corresponding.
Okay.
Okay, and they're corresponding because they're in the same relative position. Think of A as being like lower left and B as being lower left.
Okay.
Okay, now corresponding angles, they're congruent.
Okay.
Okay, so do you see in the picture on the left, I'm going to highlight it here. Do you see that 6x plus 32 corresponds to 116? That they're the same as this A and this B.
Yeah.
You see that? Okay, so corresponding angles are congruent, which means you set them equal. You set 6x plus 32 equal to 116.
Okay.
You set them equal. Okay, and then now you've got to solve for x.
Okay. 6 plus 32. Wait a minute.
Okay, so this is a two-step equation. We did a bunch of those over the summer.
All right.
Do you undo multiplication by 6 or addition by 32 first?
Addition by 32.
Okay, so you undo it by subtracting 32 from both sides of the equation.
Okay, yeah. Should I write it down?
Yeah, you should be writing all of this down.
All right. (160 minus 32, right?
Yeah, and go ahead and figure that out for us. You're welcome to use a calculator if you need to.
Okay. It's 84.
It's 84. So 6x equals 84. Very good. Now, what do you do to solve for x?
Divide by 6.
Divide by 6. Yeah, and again, if you've got a calculator handy, you can give me the correct answer here. What does x equal?
X equals, I know that. I'm gonna be guessing. I'm gonna be remembering. $14.
X is 14. Good. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to find is that x has a value of 14.
Okay.
Let me know when you've got all that down.
I got all that down.
Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to go back to our picture here. Okay, and we know that x is 14, but these two angles are the same. So this is really 116 degrees here. Remember how we said that they are corresponding?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to be the same. So when you put 14 in for x, you get 116. Now the two angles I'm boxing in, these make what's called a linear pair. Do you remember what a linear pair adds up to?
Linear pairs add up to they add up to They added to 180.
Yeah, they add to 180 degrees. Perfect. Okay. So here's what we're saying. We're saying take that 116 and add to it the 5y minus 21 and let that equal 180.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now again, we're just solving this equation. We're solving the equation. This is something you learned how to do in your previous class. Let's first move the 116 over to the other side of the equation. Okay, so
Okay.
I'd like you to subtract, please.
Okay.
Do you have an answer for me, Sourish?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
$64.
Yeah, it's 64. Now on the left, the parentheses are no longer needed because you're adding and the only way they would need to be changed is if there was a subtraction or a number out in front. So you just write the 5y minus 21 out in front or down below. Okay, so question for you is what do we do now to solve for y? What do we undo first? The multiplication by 5 or the subtraction of 21?
All right, let me just write this down.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, so all right, and you for that right there, you should subtract both sides. You have to add both sides by 21.
Yes, you're gonna add 21 to both sides. Very good.
Uh-huh.
What do you get on the right? What is 64 plus 21?
85.
85. Very good. And what's the next thing to do to solve for y?
Divide both sides by 5.
Good. Okay, so go ahead and grab a calculator or you can work that out by hand, but I'd like to have that answer.
It's 17.
17. Perfect. Okay. All right, make sure you got all that down before we move to the next question.
I already got all that down.
All right, fantastic here. All right, so the next problem actually will be a little faster. They gave you a pretty difficult one to start, but we'll do the same thing here. So let me snip this picture in on the screen and we'll take a look at it. All right, so here's your problem here. Again, you've got to find x and y, And so what I'm going to do here is show you again. Okay. Let's say that this up here is angle A and this down here is angle B. Angle A and angle B are considered corresponding. Okay,
Okay.
they're corresponding. Now, the reason they're corresponding is because they're in the same like relative position. Do you see how A is top right, and B is top right compared to this line here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we say they're corresponding, and corresponding means that they are congruent. So in your picture here, do you see the angle Y and angle 35? They are congruent. And do you remember what the word congruent means?
The same.
The same. So Y is 35, and there's no work for that. There's absolutely no work to do.
Uh-huh.
You just write the answer.
Wait, there's no work. Oh, wait a minute. It's because there's no work to do. And for X, it's just 1.
X is not 1. We've just done Y. So get this work down or just write it down. I mean, you could show a picture if you wanted, but
Okay. All right, I got it down. Got it down.
okay. Now X and 35, these make up a linear pair.
180.
Yeah, they add up to 180. Okay, so you can write an equation. You can write that X plus 35 equals 180. X plus 35 equals 180.
Okay.
And then you can solve for X.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to be doing that. Let me just solve that out.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. X equals 145.
Yeah, X is 145, and that's the final answer
Yep, for X.
for X. There's no more work to do. That is completely it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's look at another problem here. All right, so here's a new problem for us to look at. Okay, so let's start with the fact that 2x and 58, they make up a linear pair. Okay,
Okay.
they make up what's called a linear pair. So can you tell me the equation to write over here on the right for a linear pair? What must add up to what for a linear pair? Sourish, what do the two angles add up to?
Okay, look, they add up to 180.
They have to 180. So what adds up to 180? Now you got to figure out the what. Tell me what adds up to 180.
What adds to 180?
Yes.
Well, you should know that it's a 2x.
And what else? What do you add to it?
50, 58.
Yes.
I guess it correct?
Yeah, so this is your equation. You're seeing my screen, hopefully. This is
Yeah,
the equation, and you need to solve for x. So I'd like you to try that, please.
okay. Anyway, Matthew?
Do you have an answer for me, Sourish?
Yeah, 61.
X is 61. Okay, so you're going to subtract 58 from both sides. And then
Yeah.
that's 122. And then you divide by 2, and x is 61. Yes, that's very good. Okay, so that's great for x. Now, y is a little bit more difficult. Do you have this, do you have something down on your paper to show your work?
Show my anything my favorite, show my work.
Yeah, do you have anything like this on the right to show your
Yeah,
work?
I already have those things in my work.
Okay. So I'm just gonna redo the question here because I want you to I want us to move forward with it now. Now 58 is actually a vertical angle with this angle right here, 58. These are what are called vertical angles, the ones that I'm circling. Do you remember that from the summer or maybe in class?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've been drawing a bunch of parallel lines and the transversals on the right. And if I go lower left and lower left, these are considered corresponding. See how that's corresponding to A corresponds to B. This 58 corresponds to 2y. They're both lower left. So that the ones I've highlighted are considered corresponding.
Okay.
So since they're corresponding, you can set them equal. So you're going to set 2y equal to 58 because they're corresponding. You can set 2y equal to 58.
Okay.
And you have to solve for y.
Okay. And now you have to divide both sides by 2.
Yes, you got it. So go ahead and figure out the value of y, please.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. $29.
Yeah, y is 29.
Uh-huh.
Good. All right, so make sure you get that down, and we'll move to number 4 here shortly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it down.
Okay, so number 4 is not drawn very well. But I can help you figure this out.
Wait, what do you mean? Is there because what happened? Why is it not drawn well?
5x minus 17 is not, it's not clear where it is, but it's referring to, let's see if I can show it another way. It's referring to this angle right here. That's 5x minus 17. They really should have had like an arrow pointing into it. Okay, now this is a little bit new. Let me go back and grab this. So when you have two parallel lines and it's cut by a transversal, if I tell you this is angle A and this is angle B, these are now considered alternate interior angles. Did you hear that in class? Alternate interior angles?
Alternate material, interior angles.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
awesome. Yeah, so they alternate. They alternate over this line right here in the middle. That's what they alternate over. And they're in what's called the interior because that's the inside or the middle region.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And the nice thing about alternate interior angles is that they are congruent. So a lot of things that you're seeing in this course, they're congruent. So this 5x minus 17 is congruent to 48. So you can actually set 5x minus 17 equal to 48. So in all of these problems, you're setting up an equation or two, and you're solving for the variable x or y.
Okay. All right, so I have to write those down.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a weird problem. Maybe did not write it right.
No, they just didn't do a good job of explaining where the angle is.
That's gonna be in testes,
Yes, it'll be in tests.
even number 4.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You could
Okay.
do problems like this.
Okay. All right, let me just solve this. We have to do plus.
Yep, you have to add 17 to both sides.
Okay. Right. $13.
Yeah, X is 13. Very good.
That's right.
All right. Now what's moving on to Y. What's interesting is there's actually a couple of ways that you can find Y. When you're same side like this, see how these are same side and on the interior? Same side interior, they add up to 180.
Okay.
So the result of that is yet another equation, 48 plus Y equal 180.
Okay. Okay. So now I have to solve that out.
You have to solve that equation for Y, yeah.
All right.
Do you have an answer for me, Sourish?
I'm almost getting the answer. I'm almost there. Trying to be able to figure this out. I'm just almost done.
I mean, you're just subtracting 48 from both sides of the equation. There's
Yeah.
not, it's less complicated than the previous one.
Okay. Yeah. That's 132.
Yeah, it's 132 degrees.
Y equals 132.
Yes. All right. Did you get this work down for problem 4?
Yeah.
Great.
I got it down.
Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's look at question 5.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is not a trick question, but do you see Y anywhere in the drawing?
Y anywhere in the drawing?
Yeah, do you see Y anywhere? Because I sure don't.
I don't know.
And I'm asking because I don't see it. It says find the values of X and Y. I don't see Y.
Yeah, I don't think it's there.
Okay. Now this one's a little bit awkward. So rather than trying to explain, I'm going to show you that 5X and 70, they are corresponding. 5X and 70, they are corresponding. And what do you remember about corresponding angles from earlier?
What?
What did we say about corresponding earlier from earlier today in our lesson?
What we said about corresponding right there is for the corresponding, we just have to put the X and Y, but there's no Y in there, you said. There's no Y.
Nope, let's go back and look. What did we say about corresponding angles in this problem?
We put it's like that. We put A on top and B on the bottom.
Okay, but what do you know about the angles? What do we do to them to solve? How do we solve them?
You just have to just solve for X and Y, like for
Let's
solve
go
for X,
back. Let's go back and look at a previous problem.
linear pair.
Right, but what about the corresponding angles? What does that tell you if they're corresponding?
They add up.
Nope. Let's go back here. All right, so here I wrote it all the way in the beginning of the lesson. Corresponding angles,
They can be the A and B are corresponding congruent.
they're congruent. The congruent's the most important word there. They are congruent. Okay, so corresponding angles are congruent. So these angles in this picture, I'm trying to show you 5x and 70, they are corresponding. So what does that mean in terms of solving? What are you going to do to solve? Since they're congruent, what can you do?
You should make them set up to equal. Like you should do.
Yes,
my
you should set them equal to each other.
Oh, did I guess it correct? Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so now you're going to solve for x, please.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna solve for that. I'm gonna solve that.
Great. Go ahead and solve for x.
Mm. 14.
Yeah, x is 14. Very good. Fantastic. Okay. So we can't do y. We'll just say not applicable. NA, not applicable. But now they want you to find the measure of angle 1. So notice that these three angles up here, they're on a straight line. They again make a linear pair. So for a linear pair, what do the angles add up to?
What do the angles add up to?
For a linear pair, what do the angles add up to in a linear pair?
They add up to 180.
Yeah, so the measure of angle 1, which we don't know, plus 43 plus 70 equals 180.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to solve for the measure of angle 1. You're solving for this.
Okay.
So give that a try, please.
All right. So MV1 plus 43 plus 70 equals 180. What are you supposed to do? Subtract by both sides by 70?
Yep, that would be a good start.
All right. 67.
So yeah, so you got 110 and then you subtracted 43 from both sides. And yeah, the measure of angle 1 is 67 degrees. Perfect. Really good.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so let's take a look at the next page.
Mhm.
All right, let me snip this. Okay. So this one's more difficult. We may or may not be able to get to all of this today to do, but
You can be stopping for today?
well, we should try to finish this off here.
Yeah, let's just finish this off.
Okay. So a couple of issues here. So the first is that these two angles right here make a linear pair. These are a linear pair.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 6y plus 1 plus 3x minus 10 equals 180.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But the problem is that we have two variables. We have both x and y in an equation. That's bad. It's really bad. Okay. Now we don't have enough time to sort of explain it, but 6y plus 1 ends up equaling 7y minus 18. Okay, those are considered what are called alternate exterior angles. Okay, so 6y plus 1 equals 7y minus 18. And that's because they're alternate exterior angles.
Yeah.
So what's nice about those is you can set them equal.
That's
So you can
useful.
So you can subtract 6y from both sides. You can add 18 to both sides. And you end up getting y equals 19. So go ahead and get this down.
All right, get those down.
Yep, get that down.
Okay. And after that, we're done.
No, we got a last part of the problem.
Last part. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let me know when you get this down.
Yeah. Do I have to write 6y plus 1 equals 7y minus 18, not the above one?
We're going to use the above one in a moment, but you got to get this bottom part down first.
Okay.
Do you have this down, Sourish?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to use the fact that y is 19 in this other equation. Okay, y is really 19.
Okay.
So we're going to substitute that in for y. 6 times 19 plus 1 plus 3x minus 10 equals 180. And we're gonna end up solving for x here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We do. Okay, this is gonna be a bigger one, right?
Yeah, and this is everything that you need to get down.
Is that 104?
It's 114.
Okay.
Okay, so when you get this down, that will take us to the end of our lesson for today.
Wait, are we in the final problem, number 6?
Yes. Well, we're in the, yeah, we're in problem number 5.
Still?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do 6 tomorrow, Thursday.
I'm sorry, this is 6.
Okay.
We've been working on 6 this time.
Okay. So x equals 25.
Yep. And y equals 19.
19, okay. What
Okay,
is for y number 5?
we couldn't find it because there is no y, Sourish.
Okay.
So let your dad know. I can talk to him on Thursday. We're pretty much right at the end of our lesson here. So do you have everything down for today?
Hold on. Okay. Let me just write this. Okay, got it down.
You got everything down, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, good job today, Sourish. I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay,
Have a great-
thank you.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.